Hey there, good people. It's your Crippled Critic, and this week I'm back with a follow up to that Mortal Kombat video I did. So, guys, it seems like there may be a little bit of progress for some of the issues I addressed in Mortal Kombat 11. I won't say that everything is really addressed because it's not, but let me just get into it. So, a few days, like literally 2 days after I posted my video about the easy fatalities in Mortal Kombat 11 and the fact that they're put behind a paywall and they're very difficult to get, even though they are essentially accessibility options. I got a message on Twitter from a friend of mine, Ian Hamilton, who is an accessibility specialist and really helpful for me when I need some information about just tech stuff, relating to tech stuff and accessibility. And he showed me that NetherRealm had just, like, within just 2 days, posted a link to their support page, and they added an accessibility options area just showing what they have available for disabled gamers. And they even say, like, better late than never. So, and I don't want to, say that I had anything to do with it. I could have been part of the reason they did this, but I'm just glad that at least it's out there. So I did message, them on there, and I asked if they could do something about the easy fatalities, make them readily available, or at least, at the very least, lower the price. But I want to kind of show you the list of accessibility options that they have on their page. And some of them are really good and things I weren't aware of. I'm going to focus mainly on the fine motor skill impairments, but first, for those with visual impairments or blind gamers, they have sound cues available like they did in Mortal Kombat X, which is great. These, in particular, the interactive sound cues right here are for interacting with environmental objects, but I do see that there are directional sound options that let you know where you are on screen, similar to in the last game. So that's great, but I did want to focus on fine motor skill impairments because those are ones that I can attest to in practice for the most part. Yes, Mortal Kombat 11 is fully customizable when it comes to their game controls. However, I do want to note that even though you can change all of the moves, you can't make directional pad any of the moves. It's just the symbol buttons or the back triggers, just so you know. And it doesn't affect the controls when you're in the crypt, which is unfortunate because while you are in the crypt, you have to use both control sticks to move and aim. Thankfully, the crypt doesn't really have any combat. You can die depending on the puzzle that you're dealing with, and all that really does is make you start over in the crypt again. You don't lose anything really. You just have to start back from where you were physically, and you don't lose any of your items. But it would be nice if they allow you to change those controls too. There are some really cool things like input shortcuts, and these things really help me because there are special moves for your characters, and sometimes they require some really fast timing, but it also requires you to kind of move directional pad or just move in a very linear way. So with these turned on, you can kind of move diagonally with the control stick, and it basically does the exact same thing as it normally would, just easier and less precision. So That's really great. What I'm a little confused about is this option that says button shortcuts, and I, for the life of me, can't figure out where they are. I can't attest to how they work. From what they're saying, you can make one single button like a multi-button thing. Like one button can do several things, which would be great and really cut down on the struggle of pressing doing the combos so quickly. Street Fighter V had something similar, and if I can figure it out, that would be really helpful. I can't really find it. I will admit that I may be overlooking it somehow in the options menu, but I couldn't find it. So I may also ask the team for some clarification on that, but also there's something called adjustable input window timing, and I'm not really sure what that means. It says that you can adjust input timing, short, medium, long, shorten or lengthen menu timing. I'm not really sure what that means. When I played with it during the game, I noticed that when I was trying to do a combo, it was a lot easier because I think it like lengthens the time like during combos, and if so, then that's great, but it's not exactly clear what that means. It says for gameplay, so I assumed that's what it meant, and I did notice a difference, but again, I may ask for clarification. And that's, those are neat things. I'm glad they're in there. I wanted to talk a little bit about the AI fighter they have in Mortal Kombat 11. I'm going to do a whole video on just ways you can sort of train your AI fighter, but from what I can tell, it's in the game to help kind of deal with the grind. There's, I talked a lot about like the grinding to get just simple items in Mortal Kombat 11, and with the AI fighter, you can basically just have a computer. The computer is like fighting for you during like Towers of Time and Classic Towers. And I'll go into that more in another video, but once I got the hang of it, it actually was really helpful. I still think it's silly that they even needed to like have such a grindy game, but I did like that, and I'll go into that another time. One last thing is about the easy fatalities. They now had a way to kind of email them directly about any issues you have with accessibility, and I did email them. I emailed them and told them exactly what I thought about easy fatalities, and I hope that they at least address it or change it. That would be great. I haven't heard anything back, but I will let you guys know. As of now, the easy fatality price for the time crystals in order to get them hasn't changed, and they haven't made them just available to have whenever you need them. So yeah, guys, I thought it'd be important to talk about, see that there was sort of an update and that they are at least open to listening about issues within the game, and I think that there are already some interesting and helpful accessibility options in the game already, but there are still a lot of things you need to address, and just looking forward to other games in the future. But yeah, you guys, just tell me what you think. Let me know in the comment section below. Look forward to a video about the AI fighter within the game, because I am really excited to kind of show what it can do. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and I will see you later.